Alright everybody, this is Brennan with Freedom Flight Academy. This is going to be your video on creating Gaggle events and the competition side of it. Might have to break this video into smaller ones, but either way, let's get started with creating an event. You're going to go over here to the Community tab. You're going to go to Meetups. You're going to go down here to Create. This year's fly-in is Fly-in at the Falls. Description, we're just going to say we're going to update that later. And then the URL to our event is that one. Now we're going to set a date. We're going to be August 4th through the 9th. If you show up on Monday, I'm going to assume you're wanting to help set up and set all the flags and everything. We're going to set the location. I'm here at Kentucky Down Under Adventure Zoo at the moment, but the event is going to be held up here at 2 India 3 Rough River Lake State Resort Park. Bam, right there. And this event is for everybody, so you're going to highlight all of those, or at least I am. Date didn't change. We're going to go August 4th to the 9th. Okay, August. Nice. Registration fields. Let's say we're going to have full name. We're going to have your phone number. And then we want next of, or we should do emergency contact. And a number for emergency contact phone. And then I want to know, where are you from? Where are you coming from? Where do you live? Yeah, I just want to know where everybody's visiting from. Let's see, sponsors. Right now we have Kentucky Down Under Adventure Zoo. Okay, and that is www.KentuckyDownUnder.com, and we'll add a logo later. Okay, no we won't. Alright, we're just going to create this event. We'll add the sponsors later. I'm sure I just got to add a photo to make that work. Alright, now that we're back here, let's see. We're going to go up here to settings, meetup information, meetup description. Tell you what, we're just going to use the group page as the description, so anybody coming will know to go to the Facebook page. The official URL is going to be over here at Flying at the Falls. So that way people can go directly to whatever your company website is or what have you. And then as far as the description goes, look, people can hit the description and they can go to the Facebook group page and see all the updates and stuff like that. That's why I guess I sent it there. Alright, and then we're going to change our logo. That's going to be that little icon that's superseded in there. And we're going to do Freedom Flight Academy. Go ahead, capture the whole thing. That will change that little box. And then the cover photo. Let's see. We'll make where should we make our cover photo? How about, actually, Tim sent me some good photos. Alright, now we're going to change our cover photo. Let's see. Tell you what. Bam. No, you know what? Let's do some of our photos from last year. Adam had some awesome shots last year. Tell you what, we're just going to use that photo. Everybody knows that photo. All right. See how that looks. Nah, I don't like it. All right, we're going to edit it. We're going to change the cover photo. Didn't like it. I mean, it's a nice photo. I just don't like it as the cover photo. Wow, it's kind of hard just to choose one. This is a good one. Oh, yeah, Tim sent me some really good photo. Ow, this one. This is probably one of my favorite ones. This photo actually shows a whole lot of the awesome things about the LZ. I mean, right here is your camping spot. Right there is your bathrooms, your showers. Here's your state park. You know, you're gonna eat there, play some frisbee golf or whatever it is over here. Maybe some putt-putt. Hey, man, this place is... I like it. All right. Privacy and access. This is like the admin. Essentially what this does is this means that the admin has to approve the members or approve the people that come to the fly-in there. Location, we got that, and that's all my stuff. Don't gotta worry about it. All right, leaderboards. This is where we have fun. These are the Gaggle competitions. Okay, one of my favorite things about the fly-in is designing these competition courses and sending you guys around my favorite parts of the lake and the area to fly around and little sites to see. So it's real easy to create just your basic ones. I mean, altitude's pretty easy. You know, who goes the highest. It's my understanding that these competitions are scored like with the top person getting 100 points, and then it's like prorated, however, for the people underneath it. So let's create FAA triangle. That one's pretty easy. We're always going to try to emulate the FAI. And what a FAI triangle is, you don't necessarily have to fly in a triangle. Like Scott Barlow, he won our FIA triangle leaderboard competition last year, and the route he won with it was squarely, you know, it didn't really look like a triangle. So maybe we'll go into the rules of all those in a separate video, but not this one. All right, let's do an obstacle course that is as everybody's, or at least that's my favorite, take you places. I always like to score for the best task score. That way when you start and end the task, you can do multiple tasks, and it's just going to rank you based upon that specific task, not the best flight that you do. Outlanding, if you're doing the course and you land out, what's the penalty? I'm going to penalize you 75% if I have to come get you. Oh, dang. My little... Oh, there it is. Done. Sorry, I got this like little menu thing where I'm recording. It's all in the way. All right, if I have to come out and get you, it's 75-point deduction. Put enough fuel in your paramotor before you leave. Like, an extra couple liters isn't going to really affect your score that much, I don't think. We had some outlandings and all fuel related. Anyway, you're going to set your date range for the competition. Once again, flying at the falls is going to be the 4th through the 9th. If you show up earlier, you'll have more opportunities to fly. All right, it's going to pull up a map with your LZ in the center. Obviously, you have these rings at different distances along the way. Now, these red circles here, this is a custom airspace map that I've created. I use the FAA database for all heliports and airports, and then I created a custom airspace file with those. If you want me to do one for your area, shoot me a message and we'll work together on getting that done. Anyway, let's see here. We're going to create our famous river run course. The river here at Rough River Lake starts here at the spillway at the dam, and the course ends down here at the bridge where it crosses. Is this 54? Yeah, at Heights Falls. The first thing I'm going to put in is a no-fly zone. We're not going to fly over the Corps of Engineers property here. It's just not. It's just not safe. Okay. Not only is it not safe, they don't want us over there, and that's like our only rule, right? Like, actually, we're gonna. You lose 100% of your points if you fly over this area. The whole, like during the whole flight, like when you open up Gaggle and you hit this obstacle course, if you fly over that, even after you're done with the course, it will still penalize you. All right, we're going to go down here to navigation task. This is going to be River Run. If you came last year, you're going to be familiar with it. I'm going to add the start gate. Oh shoot, did I already mess that up? Oh dang, I did. All right. Oh, if you want to move any of your points, you just hit location and you can click and drag. So I want the start gate to be pretty much where the tree line is, where it starts for the field. Okay. And then starts the fun. All right. I got to move this one back a little bit. I got to move this one to the center. And try to keep this as center as I can inside the lines here. All right. We're gonna have some straightness, and then we're gonna have this curve. In order to make a curve, after you've made the point, or at least this is how I do it, make your line, hit curves, and then you'll have two boxes along the length of the segment that you made. So this box kind of controls that side of it, and you can pull it this way, you can pull it this way. That's kind of cool how you made the editor. Thanks, Henny. That's nice. Alright, so we'll kind of start the curve up here on this side. And then from then on, it is just making these lines and going all the way through the path that you want to take, right? So the path that I'm going to take is going to follow this river, at least for this competition, is going to follow this river. I'm going to try to make it as centered in the water as I can. And if it ain't perfect, then next year, if one of y'all want to do it, why not? Let's see, it does kind of got like a little bend in it there, don't it? And here's the thing. I mean, I don't know how much it's really going to affect the scores if you're going to be off like that much. I think, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I think the way it kind of goes is the closer you are to the center, the more points that you get, as far as center of this line that we're laying down, right? The closer you fly to this line, the more points that you get. So I guess if people fly the center of the river, then they're going to get the most points, or at least that's the goal, right? Kind of using this river as a track. All right, now this curve is going to be fun. See, we're going to pull it from this side, See if we can match that in the center. Pull more that way. Nice. I think that fits it quite well. All right, there's a little bit of curve in that. That's good enough. Good enough for me. It's not too major. You can actually kayak this river while you're at the fly-in. It takes every bit of probably 6 or 7 hours if you're just floating. If you paddle, you can probably shave a good hour off of that, maybe more. But I myself have kayaked this personally a handful of times, and there's at least one time where we had to leave our boat on the side of the shore and return later to get it. So just know that it is not a fast flowing river. Don't land in it. Like, oh, that's one thing I guess we'll cover. Don't land in the water here at the lake. It's just not. It's not going to be a fun day for anybody. The way the rules are written, there can't be any aircraft on the water on any Kentucky lake unless it's an emergency landing. And pretty much our agreement is that we know better than to land in the lake. So if you do land in the lake, then yeah, you'll get to meet one of our lovely Corps of Engineers personnel. All right, do this curve. I'm probably just gonna speed through like hyperlapse. Maybe put this to some music. The portion of the course we're coming over right now actually leads us right by the falls of the fly-in at the falls. These cabins here are at least a handful of them are owned and managed by the golf course that we're really close to at this point. Golf course is right over here. Historic Green Farm Mansion is right there. You will be seeing a lot of that. It's a interesting little place, built in the late 1800s, and it's a 10-bedroom mansion, and that estate used to own all the land that the golf course is on. It used to be farmed before the golf course was there. Alright, so sometime in around here, for whatever reason, the audio quit recording. But so this is the last leg of this course. Um, it's going to be called the end gate. So you're going to click that down there at the bottom, and that will close the course. So at this point, we're going to zoom out, and we're going to edit the course in some more ways now that we've finished it. So you're going to click on the course. You can click a gate or click anywhere in that blue, and it should pop up another menu here on the right. I had to click it a couple times, but eventually it does show up. Yep, there it is. All right, so you can see the course is 15.2 miles long. It's worth 250 points there. We're going to change the corridor width. Last year, some people said it was a little wide, so we're going to adjust that. Just doing a quick calculation here of what it is currently. So it's currently 844 feet wide, the scoring corridor. So we're going to shorten that down. At first, I was going to go 250, but I thought, yeah, well, that may, if there's a little bit of wind, you know, give people some buffer. So we're going to make that corridor 300 foot wide. So you'll have 150 feet on either side of you to stay inside that course. So we're going to adjust that corridor width to that calculation that we just made, make it a little bit more challenging there. All right, so these settings here, exit penalty, like if you exit the corridor, are we going to penalize you? I'm going to say no. It's just not going to give you any points if you're outside the corridor. And we're always going to allow you re-entry. If you exit, you can come back in. If you backtrack, that's like if you go backwards along the course, you're going to get penalized for that. You're not going to do that on this course at least. So this right here, I'm just talking about, you know, it's going to give you that much distance to backtrack before it penalizes you. This is where you can adjust the amount of points that you want the course to be worth. Generally, you can set this at the end of, once you get all your courses put in there, or your competitions put in. I like just making the total points a round number, so that way I can do those calculations if I want. Here I'm just talking about how we're about to add in some restricted zones, because you can, spoiler alert, you can cut corners, and sometimes you can increase or you can decrease your time on this course by cutting corners. So we're just going to put in some generic no-fly zones on the inside of the turns here, so that way pilots can't cut corners. And that's what I'll do probably for the rest of this course. I'll join you back up there at the end. Check out this awesome course that we made. That's a completed course. That's what you're going to see when you open up the task on Gaggle whenever you go to fly. There's a couple more views that you can use to look over your task. If you go to that little menu underneath where my mouse was there, you can see the different layers that you can make, terrain, map, all that stuff. You can see now that the obstacle course does load up in here. If you notice at the beginning of the video, I didn't change the task name before I hit save. So I'm going to see if I can find out where you can change that after the fact. This is just where I was kind of looking for that menu. But yeah, that pretty much sums up how you make competitions and tasks within Gaggle. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments or shoot me a message, and uh, and we'll work on that together. I absolutely love what Henny has done with Gaggle and what Gaggle has done for us as far as organization as a school, and obviously hosting a fly-in. So yeah, I hope to see you guys back for another tutorial video with Gaggle. I'm sure there'll be more in the future. So be sure to hit that like and especially hit that follow button, and you'll stay up to date every time one gets released.